Hey, what is up guys, GuitarRock here, welcome back to another Brown Dust 2 video. Alright, let's talk about what is happening today. We got the developers patch notes. You guys saw the live stream, I already uploaded that particular video. So I want to focus more on the characters. But before that, if you guys haven't logged in yet, we're getting 29 free tickets. Make sure you guys log in alongside with 600 gems. Alright, big shout out, big kudos to the developer. This one is from the Battle Pass. If you guys have not yet do that, please buy the Battle Pass. Actually buy it on like after I finish all of this, right? The Premium Pass is always buyable with free-to-play currency, which is the gems. So make sure you guys do so in this game, right? Alright, let's talk a little bit more about Brown Dust 2. What happens next? Who should you pull for next? So because I want to focus a little bit more on the characters, we didn't really talk about the character as a whole. But there are two characters introduced coming in this, I think like next week or something. And that's going to be Ventana, Onsen, and whatever her name is, Onsen, I forgot her name. So we also get Blade introduced, but she's going to be an NPC for the time being. Maybe in the future, we will be having a special... Whew! Some of those are pretty spicy, yo. Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about the specifics. So first things first, we have Onsen Practitioner Ventana. Did they actually mention right here? So you can see right here, let's take a look at her. So I want to focus on the skill and what she can do, right? Onsen Practitioner, very hard to pronounce it. Ventana's skill concept consists of attacking a single target and inflicting a powerful debuff if the target has the provoke or concentrated fire effect. So this is pretty much in line with her other costume. If you notice, she has this other costume right here. I do have both Ventana costumes. I think Ventana is going to be one of the better light DPS character against bosses. Outside of Sacred Justia, which is like AoE focused, Ventana currently has two costumes right here, right? So we got one right here, which is this is going to be this particular one, alright, the Snow White, and then we got another one which is going to be the Comeback Idol. So I believe this is the one that I was referring to, right? You can see increase the attack and then deals as you can see, it's just a single tile. Alright, as far as I know, it doesn't really increase in tile, it's just a single target, one tile, which means she's kind of niche because when you fight Fiend Hunter bosses and you fight Guild Raid bosses, you sort of need AoE, right? In most cases. Excuse me. So yeah, in most cases, that's going to be a thing. So 800%, while the multiplier is pretty high, if the enemy is in taunted state or concentrated fire, she will deal, as you can see, 800% attack, right? So I believe this is pure damage. So pure damage is pretty cool. I believe pure damage will basically ignore the damage reduction if the enemy has any, right? So that's something to be considered. So very, very strong costume overall. This one at least is going to be much more... This one is way better, right? Because it is going to be a costume that has AoE focus, right? You can see. So deals damage as you can see, and if the enemy is in taunt and concentrated fire, she deals more damage. So she's a very good pair with Zenith. If you pair her with Zenith, because Zenith has concentrated fire, they actually do very good combo. If you don't have Zenith, you can also pair her with Richnet. I believe she applies concentrated fire as well, right? So two costumes are kind of similar in concept. If the enemy has taunt or concentrated fire applied to them, she is able to deal with them, do high multiplier. Now, I doubt this is going to be a meta costume. Alright, I highly doubt it. So they are going to make this costume maybe like good in the light Fiend Hunter or Fiend boss when they come. But I think that's going to be, it's pretty much going to be a single use. So if you guys are pulling for this, I will give a much more thorough review when I can see everything, the SP requirements, the AoE, the area and stuff, right? But for now, right now, I'm actually leaning towards Liberta. Alright, let's talk about Onsen Manager Liberta. She seems to be the much more highly anticipated character between the two because she is going to be a physical buffer. So you can see right here. Onsen Manager's Liberta skill concept consists of granting buffs related to attack and recovery to her allies. So, very familiar, alright? So similar to HELENA, minus the crit rate, I'm guessing. So if you guys are not aware, let me just jump into the battle again and show you what I'm talking about. So Helena sort of have that concept where let me see if I can find her. So this costume, so you can see, right? Increase magic attack, and then she also has heal, where the healing scales off the magic attack. And she also has crit rate at the end, increase crit rate by 50%. Now, they didn't really mention crit rate for Liberta right here, but they did mention buffs related to attack, which is going to be physical attack, I assume, and recovery as well. So I do think she is going to be perhaps one of the meta supporters coming to the game, and you guys know how highly valued supporters are generally, alright? So especially for the physical attacker right now, if you are looking for a physical attacker, the best option is going to be Lethal Homunculus, which is this particular one. Now this Homunculus Lethal, however, he buffs attack, but that's pretty much it. He doesn't do anything else. He doesn't give crit rate, doesn't give crit damage, doesn't give property damage, doesn't give healing. Now at least Liberta, she can at least recover, so that's going to be something to, something to look forward to, right? We'll see how that is. Additionally, she can also use absorption ability skill, just like Celia. The number of users and the amount of ability pills required for the skill are identical to those of Celia. If you guys are not aware, Celia has that ability pill absorption thing that can absorb around the map. Very good quality of life. So here comes the question. Should you pull for her, Liberta right here, or should you pull for Helena right now? Should you go all in right now? So I feel like that's going to be something that a lot of players definitely will ask. I feel like right now Helena's banner is still there, and we still got like 5 more days before it goes away, right? Yeah, as you can see, right? I think Helena is a very strong costume. Very, very strong character overall. Especially if you get both costumes, you are going to get way more than just the healing. So Helena also gives crit rate, which if you need the crit rate from her, you can still use her in physical team, right? Just that it's not ideal. Ideally, she fits better in magic team because of magic attack and crit rate buff. But in ideal cases, she also gives SP regen, right? She also gives a little bit of damage reduction, and she also heals as well. So she does a lot of things amongst the 2 costumes that she has. She's a very, very strong character. I feel like every player should definitely pull for her. If you already +5 her, then you know how strong she is, because what makes her really strong also is her SP requirements. Being 1 SP, right? It's just insane. Insanely value, right? Insane value for a costume to have 1 SP. Now, as for Liberta, no full idea of what she will be able to do yet, except for, I mean, this is the skill description can only tell you so much, right? Attack, recovery. So I'm going to assume some sort of physical attack, some sort of recovery, but at least now we have more options for physical buffer, which I think is good, right? Because for the longest time ever, you have to rely on Homunculus Lethal. If you don't have Homunculus Lethal, you will have to use something like, I guess you can consider Same, or what's the name? Therese, right? Therese and Same, because they are much more fitting of a hybrid team. This particular one, as you can see, right? So she does increase attack or magic attack of allies, receiving the buff by 110%, which is pretty decent, right? 110% is pretty decent. So it goes to 120% if you max potential her, which I am surprised I have not done yet. Oh, this one increased healing, so I haven't done that yet. So I'll definitely do that later, but she's definitely one of the options. But if you want a cheaper option, of course, we also have Same, which is a 4-star, which I think is much easier for players to access, which is her. Alright, this costume, as you can see, increased attack. Way lesser though, right? Only goes up to 50%. Attack and magic attack by 50%, and even then only 2 turns. But it is a 0 SP, costume, which is very, very interesting. Only if you potentially liberate her, right? That one is up to you if you want to or not. But she can also heal. So I feel like after Liberta comes out, there's no need for you to use Same anymore. And also, I feel like with that, we are also going to have, I guess if you still want crit rate and attack percent, Arenis is going to be the only other option right now, right? Because if you are looking for physical buffer, she is a 3-star, much more accessible to players, but one of the few physical buffer that can give you attack percent and crit rate percent. Although the value of attack percent is a little bit low. I think Helena has like 100 and something, 130% or something. This one is 70%, almost half of that. So yeah, it's something to consider. I still feel like I mentioned, you should still try to go in to Helena. I feel like she's going to be probably the better value in the long run, right? Because she gives crit rate. Now recovery, there's a lot of other characters that can do that. Alright, in most cases, you may or may not need her. If you have all the other buffers like I mentioned, you got the Therese, you got Homunculus Lethal, you have Helena, you might be able to skip her. Alright, and she's not a limited character. You can just get one copy or something and just slowly build her accordingly, right? I don't know what you should be saving for because there's no like announcement of what happens after, right? This is going to be what's happening for 3 weeks first. As you can see, Blade right here will be a character that is only an NPC for the time being. We're going to have the special L2D as well, special mini game as well, new bosses along the way, 2 new bosses, guild raids are coming back, modification to HELENA, Alice is getting the skill cutscene. Oh yeah, you can see right here, Homunculus Lethal will be added to the Powder of Hope. So quite a lot of supporters will be added, right? B-Rank Idol Helena, Homunculus Lethal, if you want to +5 either one of these. So very good time for new players to try to get these characters. Alongside with Ventana and Liberta, later on, both are not limited, will be added to the Powder of Hope as well. And then they are also changing certain things like removing character bans in story. Now you can use your own character. You don't have to be forced to use their character. Fatigue improvement, apparently they allow you to basically if they die, you can basically just revive them on the spot and they basically display right there. They are like following you from the back. There's quick hunt options for you to save as well. Use free cook rice only or free torches only options. Okay, there's that as well. I think that's pretty much it, right? Those are pretty much it, and they are adding some guild stuff as well. So 600-day broadcast preview. After everything ends, February, we will be having one more live stream. I think that's going to be a bigger one. So we're gonna probably get more announcement. They are going to introduce main story character, which is this girl right here. I don't know who that is, and this character right here, which I don't know who that is. I don't think it's Sacred, just their second costume, right? But it could be, because like I can't think of Alice and Justia is the blonde hair, so I can't think of anyone else. But that will be something that we'll have to wait for. More story coming soon. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this particular video. If you guys want to know my honest thoughts, I feel like you should try to get Helena still, right? And then, you know, if you want to get one or the other, for now I'm definitely leaning towards, what's her name again? Liberta. Definitely leaning towards her because she's a supporter. I feel like Ventana, it might be skippable, right? Depending on how, again, not final confirm yet. We gotta look at everything, but I'm just trying to analyze it based on the description that we have. Alright, so with that being said, that's gonna be it for this particular video. Subscribe, give this video a like, stay tuned. I'll have more guides coming soon. Have a nice day. Goodbye.